How many of you have been accused of being a far-right extremist, a racist, or a far-left maniac, but are actually moderates in their politics? You know, we're centrists, we're not crazy, we don't break laws, we're trying to have a nice, logical, reasonable discussion. Let's have a look into that in some more detail, starting with the far right. Welcome back to the show, ladies, gents, and Pikachus. Just a quick one about Nazis and racists and narcissists and all kinds of insults that we get thrown at us on a daily basis. So I was thinking about it and I thought, why do people in my family call me far left or far right, depending on which day of the week it is and which thing we're talking about, when I'm effectively a centrist? I've always been a centrist and moderate. I'm a Christian, of course I'm a moderate, that's what we are. But I thought to myself, okay, let's break this down. What are the actual issues that we were talking about when I got called these nasty names? I got called a narcissist because I said I didn't think Keir Starmer was honest and I wouldn't be voting for him at the next election. And in fact, I also said Labour and the Tories are currently on the same side, whether they say different or not. The evidence of their actions is there. But I thought that doesn't make me a Nazi, does it, or a racist? Why was it I got called a racist? And I actually still get called a racist today for that same reason. It was because I didn't agree with the BLM protests in 2020 or 2021, whenever it was that they were. And the reason I didn't agree with them isn't because I don't think that black people's lives matter. Of course I think black people's lives matter just as much as my life or anybody else's life matters. That's the thing about us centrists. Even a mass murderer or a rapist, we don't believe these people should be put to death or killed, certainly not by us. They should be dealt with by the fair hand of justice, of the law, and put in prison and serve their sentence. But nonetheless, these BLM people, when I said I didn't agree with the actions of their looting and rioting, destroying shops and so forth, they said I was racist because I didn't agree with that. And I thought to myself, they call me far right and they call me racist just for the simple fact I don't agree with people rioting and looting in shops for any reason. Black Lives Matter, White Lives Matter, whatever the politics were, I don't agree with social unrest. I don't agree with looting and destroying other people's shops and property. I just will never agree with that. I think it's criminal. Does that make me far right? No, I don't think it does make me far right. But neither does it make me far left when I actually put a little bit more meat on those bones and I say the reasons why I think those things should remain criminal actions and should be punished by the law. So the conclusion, ladies, gents and Pikachus, is this. We have to be aware that people gaslighting us with these insults, these terms, racist, homophobe, far left, far right, it's just a tactic. It's reputation damage. It's putting pressure on us to change our minds without having to supply any logic or reasoning to try and lead us there, so we voluntarily change our minds. No, we're not allowed the time to voluntarily change our minds. Maybe they think that we never will, so they take the opportunity away from us. But just think about it like this. A far right person, in my mind, someone who is a politician on the right wing, for them to go far right, what that means is they're willing to break the law and actually harm people and destroy property in order to make their politics louder and more prominent than anyone else. And it's the same on the far left. Someone who is a far left person is willing to break the law in order to convince people and pressure people over to their left-wing politics. And so I suppose the conclusion is this. It doesn't matter which side of the political structure you're on, even if you're a centrist like me. If you're willing to use threats of violence, beating people up, setting fire to their shops, smashing up their car, hounding them online, calling them names, accusing them of being right-wing fascists or racists, and destroying their reputation unfairly, any of these tactics, if you see these tactics on view, these are tactics of the far right. So it doesn't matter what these people claim to be. If they claim to be lefties, but they use violence and they use reputation damage and gaslighting and pressure and criminality in order to make their point, they're far right. It's as simple as that. So that's the end of this video. Be aware and be observant of these people when they're coming at you and saying we're lefties and if you don't agree with us you're racist and you're bad and we're going to burn your shop down, we're going to hound you and bully you and beat you up in the street, we're going to poison your dog. These are not tactics of the left. So you can tell from the behaviours, not the actions, because people don't always do what they say and they don't always mean what they say. But if they are willing to do something like that, if they're willing to behave in a criminal way and act against their fellow man with violence, with reputation damage, gaslighting and criminality, then regardless of what they claim, they, by nature of their behaviour, the trail left by their actions and the destruction of physical property, that is the far right that you are facing there. And if that's you, and you don't think that you're far right, but you're with people who do those things and you support that, or you're doing them yourself, then I feel like you have been brainwashed and you need to have a big rethink about your own position and your own politics. Because the simple fact is this: if you're a liberal and a left person, you won't be violent. Neither will you take to the streets or social media and use pressure tactics and lies in order to trick people into supporting you. That is what the far-right fascists do. However, if you're like me and you will stick to the law, the letter of the law, and not be violent or aggressive, or you won't destroy people's property and you won't lie and use propaganda in order to get your own way, you're a centrist. And then if you're a person who is against more immigration, that doesn't make you far right. You're allowed to be against more immigration, provided that you can give good logical reasoning alongside it and not just this. This is not far. This is far left and far right. This is not centrist. This is not moderate. Using the power of a closed fist, a knife, a gun, or a bomb, and using gaslighting tactics online, pressure, gaslighting, straw manning, manipulation. That is exactly what the far right are, and that's why I'll continue to fight them with every breath in my lungs and every day I have left on this earth. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now. And the reason is, dear ladies, gents and Pikachus, is tolerance is the way forward, and you have to be able to forgive these people. It's very difficult to forgive someone who's poisoned your dog or beat you up, but we still have to do it. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you next time. Bye.